Hello, my friends. Welcome to, is this 90? I think it might be the 90th. Wow, that's crazy. Together Run. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited that you are here, as in Long Beach, New York, which many of you probably haven't heard of. And no, I didn't misspeak. New York, not California. And I'm excited to take you on a Together Run. We're hopefully going to dodge the rain and storms that are kind of going through. I tried to plan it so that I could. And I want you to begin by grounding yourself in some element of nature, as we always do. Touching a tree that I'm passing. So I want you to ground yourself somehow, just to remind yourself you're here on this planet, on this earth. If you can't have access to nature in some way to touch, just feel your feet on the ground, or you can do that anyway, to feel that even below all these layers of human-made materials, we are together on this one earth. Okay, ready? We're going to begin in 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. I do want to warn you, going up to the boardwalk to do this run. And I've done 4 runs. This will be my 4th run on this boardwalk. And every time, one of the directions, it's been very windy. And especially today with storms going through, I suspect it's going to be extra windy. So we'll see how we go on the way back. But I'm going to... Oh, my legs are a bit sore and tired today. It's wet on the boardwalk. Okay, this is I'm going to start off with the wind direction, and then we'll move over to the without wind, or against the wind. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Here in Long Beach, New York. We've been here since Monday. It's now Friday, and then we've been in New York City for a few days, and we head home this evening as of me recording this, and you are probably listening to this in a few days. So we're going to begin, as we always do, with our body scan. It's just going to be checking in with the various parts of us to see how we're doing, see how we're feeling, and I want you to just really try and just be present in the areas of your body that I'm calling out as we go. Just see how your body feels. Okay, ready? Starting at the top of your head, working your way down. As you go down through your head, into your eyes, checking in, making sure they're not tense or squinting. As you continue on down, through your nose, mouth and jaw, making sure you're also not holding any tension there, holding your jaw tight, nice and relaxed. As you continue on down into your neck, the front of your neck, the back of your neck, continuing on down into your shoulders, upper arms, around the elbow, into your forearm and wrist, checking in with your palm and fingers. If you're holding your hands tight, just give them a shake out, nice and loose. Coming back to the main part of your torso as you work your way down through your chest and into your stomach.
Good morning.
Morning. As you go on down into your stomach and check around the back with your lower back. Continuing on down into your hips and pelvis. How's everything all around there feel? Just imagine like a wave of light working its way down. Continuing on down into your quads and hamstrings, Just checking in with those areas as you go down into your knee, and back of your knee. Checking in with the calf, around the front for the shin. Continuing on down to your in ankle and your outer ankle as you work your way down into your heel, your arch, top of the arch, and finally your toes. How's your body feeling? For me, mine's actually feeling a little weird right now. My heel inside ankle area hurts as it has been. A bit more than it has been in the last few days, actually. Even though it felt much better yesterday. Now I'm going into the wind. And I just feel my body feels a bit detached. Don't know why. Just kind of feel a bit out of it in some ways. So we'll see how I relax into it as we go. But thank you for checking in with your body. We're going to check in with our surroundings, with our senses. And the next step, which what I'm going to have you do, is end with vision. We overuse that. So I want you to understand we're running, so it's not going to be too deep. But to just go ahead in your own time and take 3 as deep as you can breaths. Now, what do you smell? For me, one of my favourite smells is the oceany, salt water, beachy smell. What do you taste? I taste the AG1. Drank that immediately before I went out the door this morning. Have it most days. I've been mixing it with 2 before on some days before my runs I want to run a bit harder or longer. Testing that out. Definitely still taste the AG1 in a good way right now. Okay, next we're going to go to hearing, sense of sound, audio, auditory. I want you to either take out your headphones or listen to my surroundings for about 45 seconds. Just gonna pay attention to your surroundings in that way. Just listening in your ears as much as you can to see what comes up. So you can take out your headphones or listen to mine. I've got the sounds of the waves. Off we go. Few more seconds. I would say the one downside of where we are. I'll tell you a bit about our trip in a bit, but you probably heard that as we were focusing on hearing. Plane. You kind of get used to it because it's not that high in the sky. I mean, it's not that low down. So it kind of reminds me of being at my parents' in St Albans. They have a similar amount of planes fly overhead, but yeah. It's the one negative, I would say. Okay. What did you hear? For me, I hear the wind rushing against my ears. I hear the waves crashing on the shore. I heard some people talking. I heard that plane. Okay, so next we're going to do tactile touch. I want to just see the way your body is interacting with the world, what you are feeling on the outside or on the inside if you are feeling particularly connected to your body or something not quite right inside. So let's go ahead and check in with that now. A few more seconds. Okay. What did you feel? Where was your attention being drawn? Was it to one spot that is bothering you or feels particularly sensitive? Was it jumping all around? I'm going to do mine now so that you get it in real time. I feel my lungs working. Feel the wind blowing against my hand. I feel my heel. A little bit less painful than before. I feel the brim of my hat against my head. Feel my hair bouncing on my back. And I feel that the ground, this boardwalk, is slightly slippery. And so my foot doesn't quite feel as stable as it normally does. Okay. Next, last, we're going to go into our sense of vision. Going to check in with your surroundings. But as always, I ask you, find one thing that has lots of detail that you wouldn't normally pay attention to, that you're going to notice today. Even if you've done this run thousands of times, there is something you haven't noticed and paid attention to and taken a mental picture of. So go ahead and look around you, but find some detail to really take in. few more seconds. Okay. What did you see? I'm curious if any of you, those of you who've been sending me pictures, thank you. I love seeing them. But I'm curious if any of you do your together runs on the same loop most of the time? And when I say about these details, have you been noticing more from your runs? Like, has this helped you to really take in where you've been running that maybe you weren't before? I would really love to hear your thoughts there, because I think that would be really cool if it was. I definitely know in my area where I do my loop when I'm home, I know that I feel like I have taken that loop in a lot more than I did in the past because of this exercise. So I'd love to hear that for you. But what do I see? Okay, I see the ocean, where my heart is happy, feels most at home. Oh, just amazing to look at, isn't it? I could just forever stare at it. I could see some mounds of sand, the lifeguard station. I see a sand dune with wildflowers growing, or wildlife growing on it. I see benches. I see new buildings going up with very hefty price tags attached. I see tents and some good music, wasn't it? And I see some jetties and of course people. Okay, thank you for checking in with your senses. Next, we're going to go ahead and do our mental health check-in. So I'm just going to ask you the question I always do. I want you to answer it honestly with yourself, even if we were together you wouldn't actually give me an answer. So, how are you? Really? So just think about that yourself. Just dive in. It's going to be uncomfortable if you run out of things quickly, then go deeper. You don't have to share this with anyone if you don't want to. This is just for you. How are you? Really? Got distracted, gently bring yourself back. How are you? Really? Few more seconds. Okay. Thank you so much for checking in with yourself. It's a really important step to take and not always easy to do. So well done for taking that time to just reflect on how you're doing. Okay, so how am I doing? I'm feeling so grateful and so much love for this week. Our little family of 4 has had such a wonderful time, and I feel just glowing with that. And it's not to say that there haven't been some toddler moments and kid moments, which I'll tell you about later, but overall it really has been very special, and just really joyful. So I'm grateful for that. Also a bit sad to leave the beach. I do feel a forever longing that I don't live near an ocean. It makes me, every time I have to leave it, just is that pinging pain. Although that said, that book I read last year that was really good, Bittersweet by Susan Cain, again, I highly recommend it. She talked about how longing is forever. We're always going to be longing, and that's good. And for me, my kind of longing things are the ocean and being away from my family in England. But anyway, I feel a bit of sadness for that. I feel looking forward to getting back home, settling into a routine and rhythm. My work has been piling up, so catching back up with that, especially as it's, a month to go till book launch. And by the time I record the next one, I'll be under a month. So I would really appreciate your pre-orders if you can go ahead and do those now, or when you're done with this. And a little bit apprehensive for today because we don't fly out till 7 p.m. and we have to be out of the Airbnb by 12. So there's a lot of tantrums that could happen between 12 and 7, plus travel, 3 different modes of transport, being that we need a train, a bus, and a plane to get home. We'll see how that goes. Mostly just feeling gratitude, love, and joy, because I really do feel like I've been able to unplug and slow down this week, which has been really nice. Okay, right, so next we're going to have our updates, check in with you. I'm going to have you share if this is your first time of running with me. Ooh, definitely a difference without the wind, also it feels a lot hotter. Going to have you share some updates of what you've been doing, or if this is your first time doing a together run, this will be your, I'm going to go use the bathroom while I'm here. I don't want to run far away from it. So you're going to reflect on yourself, what you've been up to, thinking through all that's gone on since we last did a together run, or if you're brand new to together runs, what would you be sharing about yourself, your story, your journey? I would love to hear. Off you go. distracted, gently bringing yourself back. What have you been up to? What's been adding to your life lately? Keep digging, find more. What else has been going on? Morning. Final few seconds. Okay. Thank you for checking in. Also good for us to reflect on all that's been going on, because we often forget all these things that have been happening, and they might explain why we're feeling tired, or why we're feeling a bit down, or why we're feeling just whatever it is, I suppose. Reflective, anything. What has been going on in your world. So thank you for checking in there. We have about 2.5 minutes till we begin our strides, or till the 30-minute group come to a walk. Then we'll take about 30 to 45 seconds to the rest of us will run. 30-minute group will walk, and we'll do 2 strides together. Strides, of course, are 10 to 15 seconds. We're going to do 2 of them with about 45 seconds in between, and we're just going to run at about 80% of our max. Just not gonna stride out, take lots of steps to increase your cadence. It's just good for injecting a little bit of speed in there. Not gonna tire you out for anything else, but just good for your body. So 30-minute group. When we hit 30 minutes, just come to a walk, because I may be talking by then. I am starting to see some dark green clouds around me. I don't know which direction they're going, so could be coming this way, or could just be from earlier. It did say on the weather, because we know that's so reliable, that I should have about another half an hour before it starts raining. So I guess we'll find out. I'm going to share my updates, what's been going on after. But in the meantime, what can I talk about? Oh, it is the humid time of year. It's the summer. I've mentioned about dry seats on a previous Together run, and I just want to remind you again to go check it out, because it really is such a big difference having sweatproof seat covers, and these ones are so good. They fit on really well, easy on, easy off. I think I've mentioned this before, that Steve got sweatproof seat covers for me probably like 10 years ago as a gift for my birthday, and I was pretty mad about it at the time. It's like, what kind of a gift is this? But like a birthday gift, I think it was. But they really have been an incredible thing to have in my car. They stop it from stinking. It's amazing in the summer. You can also use it in the winter. It just is a really good idea. So I'll put a link in the show notes, but it's dry-seats.com/Tina Muir. So we're at over 30, so if you haven't already walked, come to walk. But yeah, go get yourself one. You can get 20% off with my link. So highly encourage it, even if you do take Steve's advice and give it to a loved one as a gift. They may be a bit like, what? At first, but if they're a runner or if they're a sweaty person, this will be a game changer. Because who wants a stinky car? None of us. All right, you ready to stride? 3, 2, and 1. Remember, 80%. Not going for all out. Okay, come to a jog or a walk if you're in the 30-minute group. Take another 45 seconds and we'll go again. And then that's it. And once again, I'll put a link in the show notes. If you can pre-order Becoming a Sustainable Runner on wherever you want to buy it. Amazon, I'd love you to buy it from Amazon, from Barnes & Noble, bookshop.org, Waterstones in the UK, wherever you get your books. If you can go get that before it comes out next month, that is honestly the biggest thing you can do for me. So, all right, you ready for a stride? 3, 2, and 1. Come to a jog or a walk, 30-minute crew. Go check out those links in the show notes. BecomingASustainableRunner.com is easy to remember if you don't want to go clicking around. Really appreciate you joining, and see you on Wednesday for Real-isode, Friday for another regular episode, and Monday again for one of these from St. Louis. I'll see you then. All right, for the rest of us, I'm going to do my updates. 30-minute crew, you're still welcome to hang around and listen. But what was I saying? Oh, just the book. Yeah, I know, like, people say that all the time, and you're like, well, why would I pre-order? I just want to go pick it up. They'll deliver it to you, obviously, if you pre-order. But it also is just, that helps so much because, you know, imagine if all of you doing these together runs pre-ordered the book. That's like minimum of 3,000 of you. That is over halfway to the New York Times bestseller list if all of you who listen to this did this. So I know your one feels like it doesn't matter, but it really does. So thank you to those of you who already have. Okay, my updates. Okay, so last week I recorded in Central Park. So I told you about the first part of our trip. It was in New York City. We just did a few days there before we came over here. And we felt pretty tired when we came here because a 3 and a 5-year-old, but especially a 3-year-old in New York City, one who is a second child and, you know, stubborn and does what she wants, is stressful. But they did do really well, but New York is a lot on its own for anyone, let alone that age. Okay, so then came here for the last 5 days here. It has been an amazing place to be, very quiet, like almost to the point that Steve and I were like, how does this place stay afloat? Because there's like so few people on the beach and in the restaurants, and like we were like, how is no one here? And how is this place so quiet and there's no one here? We were like completely confused. These amazing restaurants and beautiful beach and 50 minutes from New York City. Well, turns out we chose right because apparently on the weekends it's so busy. Oh, that's a funny looking pigeon. On the weekends it's so busy The guy I was talking to in the ocean yesterday said that he doesn't move his car from Friday morning till Monday because if he moves it, he will not find a parking space again. Apparently the beach is just absolutely slammed. The restaurants are packed, all of it. So I guess that would make sense, right? We're 50 minutes from New York. People probably have their second homes here. They spend the week in the city working, and then they come here for the weekend. It's kind of what I got as what happens here. But either way, we lucked out and we've really been able to utilize it and make the most of it and have a really good time without it being over. You know, that was the one thing we didn't want, was somewhere that was like slammed and just like where everyone is. And I know with how many have we got now? 8 billion people on this planet. We're not going to really find many places that don't have population, especially along the coast. But it has been really nice to just relax. Like I've actually honestly found myself able to just sit in a beach chair for like 45 minutes, just kind of half watching the girls and Steve, half watching the ocean, and half just kind of vegging out, sitting there peacefully, which is something I myself don't really ever do. Like my brain is always like firing with things to do, or I'm distracted by something, or I am doing something. And so it's been really nice. Like I feel like I've gone into like powered down for like a week. And I still have had some work stuff to do. I've had some messages to reply that couldn't wait. I've had a best friend with a bit of a crisis. But for the most part, I've really been able to just chill, and it's felt so good to actually do that and not be half doing that. I did delete Instagram for the week, which helped, I think. But also just, yeah, it's been a really nice time. Although, yeah, as I said, so we've had, you know, with young kids, still going to have plenty of things to complain about, which in itself is frustrating, right? Because those of you who have kids, you're like, you realise how lucky you have it? And the answer is no, they don't. But like the urge to yell that at them pointlessly is there. And sometimes I find it quite hard to ignore. Like, it makes me want to like put them in something really hard and make them suffer through it because they don't realise how easy they've got it. And I don't mean like signing them up for a boot camp or something. I just mean like, you know, finding something that they're fighting, they're like struggling with, and like shut the door rather than like, you know, oh, that must be frustrating for you, out of it. But we have made them struggle. They did not want to share a bed together in New York City. They had a full bed to share, and here they've had a bed to share. And we did not budge. We just were like, well, you are sleeping together and that's the end of it. Or you can sleep on the floor. And they whined and whined. But eventually they were fine with it. And then our other one was, they didn't want almonds in their oatmeal. We did our Airbnb. We tried to, which we do, don't we, as people? We tried to walk the line of buying just enough so that we didn't waste food or buy loads of extra that we have to take home, but having enough to get through the week. And I'd say maybe we underbought in the end. We had to go out to eat last night, But I bought some of those, the Kodiak little oatmeal cups, 2 of those, and both of them had almonds in them, which I did not put in there, obviously. No, they were RX bars, not Kodiak. The Kodiak one went down well. And they refused to eat them to the point where just literally didn't eat breakfast because they would rather not eat breakfast than eat almonds. And then, of course, you get the grumpy side of things because they're hungry. So I say that to say, not without stress or moments of, but overall, they've handled it well. We've really enjoyed it. And I feel now, like going into book launch time, I feel ready to kind of deal with what's coming my way, which is going to be quite a lot of travel, a lot of stuff, a lot of events. I actually was thinking last night as I was trying to sleep that one thing I do need to do, hopefully by the time you hear this, is get together a list of all the events I have coming in various places, so you can start to plan and put it in your calendar. And actually, I'll just list through some of those now, so you've got them. Okay, this is from memory, so it's going to be vague, and it's going to be maybe not 100%. All right. August 18th, I will be in Leadville, Colorado. I'll be pacing Brian Reynolds in Leadville. And then I will probably, we're figuring out the details, do an event with Zoe on the 20th or 21st of August in Colorado. Probably Denver somewhere. So if you live in that area, note that down. Next, I will be in end of August, last few days of August. The 31st of August will be a event in Boston with Tracksmith. So I'll be coming to the group run that week and doing an event on the 31st. Also, I forgot, if you live in St. Louis, I'll be doing an event at the Novel Neighbor, which is my favourite bookstore, on the 23rd of August. Would love to have you join that. September, I think the next thing is New York. I'm going to be here for a whole week for Climate Week, hosting some events with New York Road Runners, and there will be a book event in there. That is the 18th through the 24th, I believe. September, October, Chicago. I'll be in Chicago for the marathon week, doing an event there. Is that it? I feel like I'm missing some. Oh, and there will be something either San Francisco or LA with Allbirds sometime in August or September. We're figuring that out. That's another thing I need to get locked down. So those are the places as of right now where I'll be doing in-person events. We'll have a lot of book podcasts will be on. Let me know if you will be around any of those events. But the best thing you can do, come to a walk 45-minute group. The best thing you can do is sign up to my email newsletter at runningforreal.com, and I will be listing all the details there each week. So that's going to be the best way to keep up to date. runningforreal.com. Okay, we'll take about 30 seconds and then we'll do our 2 strides. It's windy again on this direction. I don't know how windy you're going to hear it, but I apologize. Dodging storms on a beachfront. Maybe you should get off I might do that. I'll get off the beach and then you can probably hear me better that way. And then maybe I'll run back along the boardwalk. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, right, we're ready to do a stride. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, come to a jog or a walk. We'll take another 30 to 45 seconds, and then we'll do another one, and then 45-minute group. Lots of things for you to click while you're walking along in between these strides. Go ahead and click the link for Becoming a Sustainable Runner. I don't think you're going to be able to order it in that time, but you could get the link up so that you do it after, right? I'd really appreciate that. Okay, let's see if this is better. We run on the sidewalk instead. Okay, are we ready to do another stride? 3, 2, and 1. Oh yeah, that's much better, isn't it? Come to a jog or a walk. Minute group. Thank you so much for joining. Go ahead and take a picture of yourself if you haven't already. I would really love to see you and your face. I know you're like worried about me. Oh, what do I look like? I really don't care what you look like in that sense. It just allows me to visualize who I'm running with when I'm doing these, because I love running with you and I love envisioning your faces while I'm running along. So that really helps me to put a name to a face. So go ahead and take a picture. Click on the Becoming a Sustainable Runner link, whatever other links you want to click on, dry seats, whatever. I'll see you next time. Thanks, friends. Okay, the rest of us, we have 12 minutes. 10 minutes till we do our next set of strides. And, okay, I want you to go ahead and do a body scan at your own pace. Just do it in your own time. We'll take about a minute from now, and I'll check in again. So, yeah, go ahead and do that now. High-pitched ringing noise. Scanning your way down. Few more seconds. Okay, how's your body feeling now compared to at the beginning? Good. Thank you for checking in. All right, what else do I have to share? I would rather actually, last week I asked you to share a story, something from your running life that came to you or that it's been in your mind, part of your running journey. I've been reading this book called Running Practices by Lindsay Freeman, really different book on running. I really am enjoying her writing style. It's a very short book, nearly done with it. Anyway, and there she shares a lot of her stories, and it just made me think that we all have so many of these, and I'd really love to hear some of yours, because you hear so many of mine. So if you want to share them with me on a social media post, like tagging me in it, or you want to just send it to me, I'd love to hear. But if not, at least sharing it with yourself, or really fully reflecting on that moment in your running life. So I'm sure one is coming up for you as I've been talking. So just go through and relive that moment in your memory. Obviously, if it's a traumatic one, be gentle with yourself. Take breaks if you need to. But yeah, just let's all go ahead and do that, and I'll see what comes to mind for me. Uh-oh, it's starting to rain. Got distracted, gently bring yourself back. It's a little bit longer. Final few seconds. Okay, just getting back on the boardwalk to run the other way. Head back, and then we can do our final strides in 4 minutes. In 4 minutes, a lot can change in the weather. Now it's starting to rain, so I'm going to hope it doesn't increase dramatically in that time. Okay, I love that you reflected on a story. Again, I would love to hear it if you want to share about doing the Together Run. And I'm sorry if any of you did this week and I didn't see it because my Instagram was deleted. But if you did do a post, tag me in it when you hear this, because or comment on it and tag me, because I really would love to see it. And I don't want my deleting of Instagram for my mental health to have made me lose the opportunity to hear about you. Okay, my story. What came to mind for me was just being near a beach when I was 15, really 15 to 17 maybe. I would go to visit my grandma who lived in Paynton, Devon in the UK. My sister and I would go often. I've talked about this before. Beach vacations, at least once a year, if not twice or 3 times. And I remember when I was 15, 17, I was starting to take my running seriously. I would do beach runs, and my grandma lived at the top of the town, so I'd have to run down for like 2 or 3 miles to get to the beach, and then do the sand run and then run back. Or if I was lucky, she'd pick me up. But I remember just how hard it is running on soft sand, going for a run on soft sand, and just how exhausting and difficult it is when you just aren't going anywhere. You feel like you're flailing, and the more you struggle, the slower you go. And so I remember some days of doing where I wanted to be tough and I'd run in the soft sand, and then other days I'd run right along the water's edge, and it always felt good, but never quite as good as you think it will along the edge of the water, because as the water is coming up to your feet, it sprays up and knocks your stride, and also is soft, and you're also at an angle, so it's never quite the romanticized version that we see on movies and stuff. So yeah, that's what came to mind to me in that time. I really would love to hear yours. Alright, we've got about a minute before we're doing our last stride, so if it's okay with you, we're just going to take till 58 to just reflect and be in this moment of running along the boardwalk along the beach for my last run before we head home. The best. Okay, are we ready to do our stride? 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Okay, come to a jog. You can keep jogging in between. Another 30 seconds, then we'll do one more before we wrap. Okay, ready? 3, 2, and 1. Okay, come to a jog. We've got about 45 seconds, and then we'll be on our way. I have to say, it's been nice running on flat this week for a change. Just being every day the same, kind of not having to be concerned about hills or gradients or how that's going to affect my foot. It's been good. All right, come to a walk. Oh, I am just at the beach now. Surfers out there, there's a man standing up. Oh, I just miss surfing so much. An older man offered me his surfboard yesterday when he was coming out of the water. but Steve was gone and Clemmy was with me, and I was like, I can't. Oh, wish I had been able to. All right, please ground yourself with some element of nature to tie this run together. I'm going to go down and touch this grass that's growing out of the sand. That is a massive hornet or whatever that is. Whew. I'm going to touch this grass that's growing in the sand. The most resilient of grass or nature to grow in sand. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being with me. If you can pre-order Becoming a Sustainable Runner, you are my favorite, and I'm so appreciative of you. Those of you who already have, you are amazing. Thank you so much. Also, share those stories with me. Share a picture of you. I'll go ahead and take a picture of me now so you can see where we ran. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, friends.